After a full year of hard work, the Okinawa Minitruck camper is finally finished. I'm about to give you a full top to bottom tour of the entire build, so sit tight, be excited that you're here, and without further ado, let's get to it. The camper itself is built onto the bed of a 2004 Mitsubishi Minicab K-Truck. K stands for small or tiny in Japanese, and basically all it means is that because it's a smaller vehicle, it gets special tax breaks. And it's just a cheaper vehicle to drive. The exterior of the camper is painted with Durabeck truck bed liner. On this side, it is a nighttime scene. On the other side, it is the traditional Japanese rising sun. There is 4 hand crank jacks. Each one of these are rated for 4,000 pounds. And right there is a pin that allows it to drop down to the ground so that way it can be cranked up and down a little quicker and easier. The camper is removable from the truck. It takes about 15 minutes to get it on or off if you have a partner, or about 20 minutes if you're doing it alone. Those ratchet straps there are how it's secured to the truck. There is one of those on each one of the jacks, and they just go right to the pre-built tie-down points. Now, the weight of the camper does put the truck right around its max weight load, and so in order to assist the stock suspension, we added airbag suspension. Those 2 points right there is how the airbags themselves are inflated, and then you can see the bag right there sits right on top of the leaf spring and then connects to the frame on the top, and that just assists with the leaf spring and stiffens everything up a little bit whenever the camper is on the truck. And then whenever there is no weight in the truck, we can deflate those airbags, and it just gives it a little bit smoother ride, both with or without the camper. And then you can see it does still sit at a nice comfortable height right there. On the back side of the camper, we did put a red accent door on there, which we thought was fun. You could see there is an LED light right there, which is turned on and off from the inside. You could also see the exterior of the air conditioner, and then the rising sun on the other side. This door right here gives access to underneath the couch. On the inside, that is composite material. That is the same material that is on the exterior of the camper. And so that is entirely waterproof on the inside, so you can throw whatever wet gear that you have in there, especially if you just came out of the ocean. And then at the front there, that hole is an intake vent, and on the back side there is actually an outtake fan. So that way it can continuously pull air through there and can actually dry off your gear once you do throw it in there. Inside the cab of the truck, you can see that it is a pretty basic layout. It's got the hand crank windows. The speakers to the radio are actually built into the radio. It is a pretty small space compared to most American vehicles, but I'm 6 foot tall and I can drive it pretty comfortably. We also have a window that looks into the camper itself. This was super helpful for us so that we can check on our little dog Pocket as we were driving along and make sure that she was doing okay. Moving to the inside of the camper, you can see we do have a little foldable step stool that's included down below, and that makes it super easy to walk in and out. The door itself is custom built. It's herringbone design on the inside, and then it also has 2 storm latches on the inside as well as 2 storm latches on the outside that keeps everything nice and watertight, as well as a locking door handle that can be locked from the inside and the outside. There is plenty of natural light on the inside, and there is also shiplap walls that are painted white. The ceilings are about 2 meters tall, which is just over 6 feet, so most anyone can stand up very comfortably on the inside as well. The inside is packed full of details that give it a very homey vibe, such as the rattan and golden handles that you can see right there. All the fabric on the inside is shibori, which is a traditional Japanese fabric dyeing method. That kind of gives it a really cool blue tie-dye look, which pairs nicely with the custom wooden bead curtain tie back. There's also a Bluetooth radio installed with 2 speakers in the ceilings. There's also warm LED lights throughout the interior. Inside of this cabinet here with the whale tail accent piece is all of the electrical equipment. This rig is built with 4 solar panels, 100 watts each. It also has a 100 amp hour lithium battery, a 1000 watt 120 volt inverter, which means that you get USA power to the AC power outlets. There is also a shore power hookup, which can be used to divert the battery and provide direct shore power to the camper, or to charge the battery with the included battery charger. In the camper, there are 2 USB outlets, each with 2 USBs, as well as 3 wall outlets, one right up near the electrical box, the other one right near the air conditioner, and the other one over near the countertop. This switch is for the fan underneath the couch, and then you also have switches for the interior lights as well as the exterior light. couple more accent pieces with the coat hooks right there off to the side. And your last power outlet. The ceiling is a max air vent fan. It is open with a hand crank right there. And then it can be switched to blow air both in or out. There is plenty of storage above the cab, as well as a nice shelf built over on the right. There's also a battery powered USB fan, which is nice to just move some air on those warmer, still nights. The flooring is LVP wood. The countertop itself does fold up or down, so we have plenty of room to walk around whenever you're not needing the countertop. The backsplash is a stick-on backsplash. This piece of fabric here is what's called a norin. It is traditionally used outside of Japanese businesses in order to keep the cool air in whenever you are opening or closing the door. And so you can fold it down and slide it in front of the door, and then it just makes the whole system a little bit more efficient. I believe it's a 5000 BTU unit, and it has both an eco mode, an AC mode, a dehumidify mode, or just a standard fan mode. This air conditioning unit can cool the entire camper down in just a matter of a few minutes, just because it is such a small space and because it is insulated so well. On a bright sunny day, there is enough power from the solar panels to run the air conditioner indefinitely, and if it is dark, then we've been able to run the air conditioner for about 6 hours on a full battery. This is a quick demonstration of how the countertop can be folded out for use. As you can see, it does sit at a really nice height, and once it is folded up, it is really quite solid. The windows do have Velcro on-off bug screens, so that way you can access the latches to open and close the windows. They are each on hydraulics, and so that way the window stays open. And if you don't want the bug screens on, then you can see that they quickly Velcro off or back on as needed. When the couch is pulled out, it makes a twin-size bed, which fits 2 people comfortably enough if you don't mind cuddling. And then there is a little bit of empty space underneath the couch, which works well as a dog kennel, as well as space next to the bed, so that way you can actually walk around just a little bit. And that is the tour of the Okinawa Minitruck camper. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And now, go build something.